Welcome to our session on Integrate Marketing and Sales with SAP Emarsys Customer Engagement. My name is Stefan Wenzel and I'm leading the product management team for SAP CX Marketing. And with me today is Peter. Why don't you say hi, Peter?
Hi, my name is Peter Schwarz. I'm heading the engineering of SAP CX Marketing. And back to you, Stefan.
Thank you. I want to show you briefly where we are in the SAP big picture. With SAP Emarsys Customer Engagement, we are part of the SAP Customer Experience portfolio, which is again part of the applications that belong to the Intelligence Suite. On this slide, you can see the architecture of SAP Customer Experience. We will focus today on two components of SAP CX: marketing with SAP Emarsys Customer Engagement and sales with SAP Sales Cloud, and especially how they will work together going forward. Before we go into how the integration between Emarsys and Sales Cloud works, I will quickly introduce you to Emarsys, our newest product in SAP Customer Experience and the leading customer engagement platform in the market. The solution stands out with three core differentiators. First, it delivers true one-to-one personalization, fully omnichannel enabled. Second, it focuses on delivering value with best time to value. And third, it produces measurable business results to drive revenue and growth. Emarsys has proven these three value propositions successfully for industries engaging with consumers and individuals. We see these values, however, being universal. And we want to extend Emarsys so it can be used in industries where it is about engaging professional and corporate customers, including engaging accounts and companies. SAP Emarsys Customer Engagement is an end-to-end engagement platform, including a comprehensive feature and technology stack. It starts with loading and activating customer profile data, building delightful channel-agnostic experiences, then automating engagement tactics at any scale, across all relevant channels, including mail, mobile, web, and ads. And on top, a powerful reporting layer measuring the impact of every engagement to drive growth and revenue. On top, Emarsys comes with an industry layer, which includes industry best practices in the form of marketing tactics and industry-specific analytics. And last, it has an embedded AI platform, which is operated as a service to optimize your goals. Since marketing solutions play at their strengths most when integrated tightly into the entire customer journey, we are taking SAP Emarsys and integrate it with every solution in SAP CX. In this year, already an integration was done with SAP Commerce Cloud to provide an out-of-the-box integration plugin with plenty of additional commerce-relevant tactics. Additionally, integrations with SAP Customer Data Cloud and SAP Analytics Cloud are in the works and will be delivered this and next year. Today, however, we are having a closer look at integrating SAP Sales Cloud and SAP Emarsys Customer Engagement. The integration between SAP Emarsys and SAP Sales Cloud happens on multiple layers and goes far beyond typical system-to-system integrations. Especially, we are differentiating three layers of integration, and each of them enables a dedicated set of use cases which are realized by a dedicated architecture paradigm. The data integration is the foundation. Focus here is to make the relevant data from the Sales Cloud available to Emarsys so that this data can be used for personalization, segmentation, and the engagement process. The process integration layer enables automated processes across sales and marketing with real-time capabilities and providing the right context information at the right point in time of the process to the right audience. On the third layer, we are enabling the experience integration. In our context, this means sales and marketing work together on one collaborative process to reach a common business goal, but everyone works in his native environment and context. The experience integration forms entirely new use cases that go beyond the individual capabilities of Emarsys and the Sales Cloud. Peter will now walk you through these three integration layers in more detail and also show you the technology at work behind the scenes.
Thank you, Stefan, for the great introduction and especially for the idea to look at three different levels of integration. Let's first talk about the data integration. To be able to do marketing, you need to make contact and account information available, which is coming from the sales system. On that data, you want to create segments and audiences that put the contact and account data into relation. With that, you will be able to personalize marketing emails and leverage this sales data in the email automation process we see on the right side. A typical example is you want to send an email to a customer account on behalf of the sales rep, which is assigned in your Sales Cloud. So let's see how we bring that data from the sales system into the Emarsys marketing system. On the left side, we see the sales system with a rich set of master data around contact, account, org data, like sales responsibilities, and so on. In the B2B environment, every contact has a bigger business context. The contact belongs to an account, it is linked to a sales org, and the account has a role within the customer's company, etc. So there's a rich set of different APIs available from the Sales Cloud using different technologies like SOAP or OData. To access and integrate this data, we have introduced a set of services we see here in blue. We call that Account Engagement Integration. This service prepares the sales-related contact and account data and offers it to the Emarsys marketing solution. Existing components like the cloud integration and MDI are leveraged so we can make use of existing iFlows and connect it to the data. The AE integration, which is built on B2B, offers certain capabilities, like an initial load of data. It also offers a review process for relevant contacts, so somebody can decide if data is passed to the Emarsys system or not. We also have a delta replication mechanism, which makes it possible in an automatic process that new data is transferred automatically to the Emarsys system. And of course, it's also necessary to have monitoring capabilities so you can schedule your data load and monitor if something goes wrong. This data is provided to Emarsys, in this case, in a simplified and flattened data structure so that the basic relations of contact and account will be available in the Emarsys for segmentation and later on for personalization purposes. We also took care for the extension fields coming from the Sales Cloud. They can be passed through the entire data flow to Emarsys, where they can be mapped to extension fields as well. Let's now have a look into the second aspect of integration, which is about the process itself. Left with the blue border, here we have an example where a marketeer defines a simple marketing engagement to capture relevant website signals from registered B2B users. For example, a registered user is downloading a white paper about a very specific topic on my website. In such an engagement, I would define this white paper download as an event and a condition and combine it with other conditions. For example, if the assigned account from the user is located in North America. If that rule holds true, the creation of a sales lead can be triggered, which is passed to the sales system. On the right side, we see the lead creation in the sales system. All the context information of the marketing signal that triggered the lead creation can be made available, and it enriches the profile and activity timeline of the corresponding account and contact data in my sales system. Here we see how that works from a technical perspective. By using a technology like Google Analytics, you are able to capture relevant events on your website, for example, the white paper download we have just introduced. Depending on the predefined rules, a relevant event is triggered and is stored as a marketing signal. We see a marketing signal as a kind of a business event, which is really relevant for marketing purposes. You can also enrich the data to get the full context of such an event. For example, you enrich it by account information, and the corresponding sales-led campaign is updated to track success as a follow-up action, and a new lead could be created. The corresponding account and contact timeline can be updated with the full context of the captured marketing signal. We have chosen an event-driven architecture to gain much flexibility and to decouple the different process steps and to enable real-time processing. Last, we look at the integration from a user perspective. Left in the marketing system, we have Julia, who is preparing the content for an email campaign. She's using the sales rep assignment that was made available via the data integration we have just seen. She configures a sales on behalf campaign. In addition, she's doing a few collaboration settings. For example, she allows the sales rep to review and change the target audience and let the sales rep change the content of the email. On the right-hand side, we see Fred, who's working in sales. He can review the campaign, he can add or remove some context from the list. This is a valid use case, especially in B2B. For example, you don't want to include a certain contact in this campaign because you had an intense meeting already last month with that specific contact about that campaign topic. Once the campaign is running, Fred can also have a look if there are responses to the campaigns of certain contacts. How can we make that seamless user experience possible? In this simplified architecture diagram, you see the Emarsys system on the left side, Sales Cloud system on the right side. Both have their backend services and offer a certain user experience. In the middle, you see the extension we call here account engagement that links the two systems together. Besides the data and process integration we have just seen, we also integrated it from a UI perspective. So for the marketing user, it's very important. He feels like all the UIs are physically from one system. There is no broken user experience. All UIs have the same theming, the look and feel are the same. They work together as one. The same applies for the sales side in the right side of the picture. Single sign-on is of course a must, and it works across the B2B services and Emarsys and C4C. In both systems, Emarsys and C4C, we are using extensibility capabilities to hook in certain UIs into the standard UIs. So in total, we are able to offer a simple user experience that hides the complexity of the affected processes and systems. With that, I'd like to hand over back to Stefan, who can tell you about some customer feedback we have received so far.
Thank you, Peter, for all the great details and examples. Since we are working very closely with customers and early pilot customers on this integration, we already received a lot of very valuable feedback that we can use as we develop this capability. Most customers really highlight that deep integration and these unique use cases that are made possible by combining both solutions, and especially that sales and marketing work in their native environment. We also received, however, a lot of input how we should design the data integration, the handling of extension fields, as we have heard that from Peter. Another point customers, however, also make how important it is that sales and marketing work together more smoothly than in the past, breaking down the silos that is then made possible by the technology we deliver. Early next year, we are making this integration available to a wider set of customers with releasing a beta version. We will have a beta kickoff meeting and invitations will go out. You should definitely make sure you don't miss this. So if you're interested, please drop me a mail with subject beta and I make sure you're included and invited to the beta program kickoff so that you can take full advantage of this innovation early on. Before we close the session, I want to give you a short reminder to not miss the opportunity to learn more about SAP, SAP Customer Experience Solutions, and SAP Emarsys. On this platform, there are many sessions and complementary resources available so that you get all the details you need. We're at the end of the session. It has been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your attention and enjoy TechEd.
Thank you very much also from my side for your attention. Enjoy your TechEd.